To all my millennials out there, I truly think we are the lost generation. We're the generation that they don't give a crap about. We're the generation that got the short end of the stick. We're going to be living through multiple pandemics. I'm going to tell you that now. We have been through the coronavirus. We have also been through many already economic crises, and I'm only 31. I'm never going to be able to buy a house because I can't get a job because AI is taking over. Our whole industry is falling apart. The people at the top who run these big companies only care about pocketing themselves and don't care about distributing the wealth. Like, what are we actually supposed to do? Because it's like, what? Are we all supposed to start our own businesses? But what if you're like me? I'm not a business savvy person. That's just not in my genes. And personally, that's okay, right? I'm a liberal arts major. The hell do I know about finance? I don't even know where to begin. Like, what are we actually supposed to do? People I'm starting to think the biggest scam is working. And I know people are like, oh, you're lazy, blah, blah. No, I'm not. It's just because I want a work life balance and work cannot provide that. I literally quit my job, my corporate job, because I was so stressed and I was deteriorating my mental health. It was just years of corporate abuse and I just couldn't do it anymore. But you know what? But you know what's crazy? I still had faith in this economy and in this country that okay, we're the richest country in the world. I can take a mental health break that I've never taken before. I've just always worked multiple jobs. And when I finally am in a stable place where I can take a couple months off before finding a new job, Donald Trump ruins the freaking economy. Well, let's be honest, the economy was already crap, but Donald Trump made it worse because he's incompetent and he doesn't know how to spell and he doesn't know how to step on escalators and he gets mad at teleprompters. Like, this is our president who's running the joint. His Treasury Secretary just looks like a psycho. Like, these are the people that we're trusting with our livelihoods, and I have no faith for the next 3 years. Seriously, what are we supposed to do? I'm at that point where, like, do we just stop paying bills and rent? Because my bills, my rent has skyrocketed in 3 months. Taxes, tariffs, I don't know what you want to call it these days. It's skyrocketed. I feel like before, I've lived in the same place for almost 4 years. Yes, it goes up because I live in Glendale, California, where it's not rent controlled. By the way, who is the Glendale mayor? I've never heard of the mayor. I've never seen any communication about the mayor. Like, we're literally getting scammed, I think. Our Congresswoman Laura Freeman, it's trash. She's APAC. Like, what are we actually supposed to do? But I live in the United States of America and I'm still a privileged person. Even though I have no job, I have no income, I'm probably gonna have to leave my apartment eventually and downsize, which sucks because it's like perfect for me. I feel safe here, but it's not obtainable. However, half of this country, and this is just half, are either in poverty or poor. And honestly, I don't really know the difference between the two. I would assume poverty is like you have literally nothing, but poor, you maybe have a roof over your head. I don't know. Like, how do you define that? But the fact that we have a huge population in the United States of America, the richest country in the world that does not have housing, is sick. Do you get what I mean? And the fact that even me, who is like, I would consider myself maybe lower middle class for right now, and I say lower middle class because I don't have a job, but I have a little bit of savings. So I would say that I'm having trouble. And I have a roof over my head and I can go to Trader Joe's if I need to. Obviously, I have to watch my spending now and all of that, but I'm having trouble. Can you imagine what half of the country's going through? Yet, Donald Trump and his cronies and his regime are all becoming billionaires, multimillionaires. And it's only a select few. Have you noticed? It's like 30 of them. But yet, millions are still relying on social services that they control. SNAP, 42 million of people. 42 million of Americans rely on it. It's like, what are we going to do? Because it's also really weird. If you go on Zillow, like, I'm delusional. I go on Zillow, I put in a price that I can't afford, but I like to look at what's out there. And like, I see my dream houses. And what's crazy is their prices are coming down. They're still astronomical though, right? Because you want to have your dream home. Why is it so sad? Like, why is it so like controversial that I want my dream home, but my dream home is just happens to be like $600,000? I can't afford $600,000 home. That's crazy. But you also like with the, because I live in California with the Palisades fires and all of that, and insurance companies not wanting to give out fire insurance. Like, I also don't want to buy a home in California. So I'm looking at other states. Like, I have to potentially leave California. A, it's too expensive. Gavin Newsom, where the hell are you? You're too busy running, trying to run for president, and this whole state is in shambles. The thing is, I've always said I have a love-hate relation with Gavin Newsom. I completely like how he's going fire for fire with Trump, the administration. I think it's great that he's one of the few select people that are super bold and doing all those things, but he has still left California a mess. Do you get what I'm saying? So for him, I'll tell you now, I do not think what's his face, Gavin Newsom should be president. No. He also has APAC ties, and for me, that's an automatic no. But I would rather him stay at the governor level, learn that role, because I do think he was just a Nepo baby that got involved. Because during COVID, I was living in Chicago during COVID, but during COVID, we all heard about the parties he was throwing. It's irresponsible. He's like an old frat boy. And I think people are like, oh, he's good looking. Like, guys, let's stop worrying about the people's looks. Like, at the end of the day, we need policy. We need leaders. And do I understand we'll never have like a Mandami everywhere? Yeah, I get it. California is different from New York. California is more capitalist. They are left wing, but it's more moderate. New York, I think because of the diversity and the different income levels and all of that, it's a bit more like, I feel like New York can make those huge progressive changes, and California can't. We have too many, like, and maybe I'm wrong and I have to look into this, but I feel like in California we just have too many millionaires. Like, we have too many rich people, and the lifestyle is just so different, if that makes sense, that I don't think we'll ever get a Mandami here in LA, or at least in Glendale. I don't even know who the Glendale mayor is. If y'all can let me know who is the mayor, but I don't think so. I don't think we ever will, but I do think we need to look for more progressive candidates and try. That's just my food for thought. I just had to get it out because you guys know I'm using this as my diary. And please subscribe, follow. Like, I'm just an independent Black news person at these days. I don't know what I'm going to do with this podcast. But yeah, I just had to let that off my chest. I'm sure you all are feeling it too. What are we going to do? And then Trump's talking about, well, groceries and gas are down. That's not always the issue, right? Like, yes, we need groceries to be down. Absolutely. I'm talking about fresh groceries, healthy groceries, not the mac and cheese boxes and all that shit that is like ruining our country. I'm talking about like fresh food. But we have a housing crisis. We have an economy crisis. Like, we have a job crisis. An employment crisis. We need to do that. And another thing, the Trump administration just came out with a job report saying that we added 119,000 jobs to September, to the month of September. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe any data that this administration puts out. I really just don't believe it. So take that with a pinch of salt. And also, let's just say hypothetically, the jobs are out there. They're not explaining what jobs. For me, the problem I have these days is all of the misinformation. And I'm going to try my hardest to use my platform to spread as accurate information as I can. And I'll mess up sometimes. I'll mess up, but I will own it. Like, for example, one mess up, I completely went in on Rokana in my APAC. He has denounced APAC, but I will admit what I saw on the APAC tracker is that he has accepted money from APAC. However, he has denounced AIPAC, he has denounced Benjamin Netanyahu, and he has been very vocal that AIPAC is a problem. So there are a little bit of muddy waters there. I'm still trying to figure out what the history he has with AIPAC, but I will say shout out to him for denouncing it. And for really, like, him and Thomas Massey, they are doing huge things with this Epstein stuff. And I can actually see them really progressing in politics together, which would be really interesting to see how that would go. Another thing I want to talk about, I know I'm like a bit like underbeat. You know how they say upbeat, underbeat? Because I really am pissed for all of us. Because I think millennials, we're going to be the lost generation. I don't want to say lost generation. We're going to be the most screwed generation. Because nobody really cares. Nobody's really understanding that, like, our generation actually, I will say we're the most advanced when it comes to technology, when it comes to all of these things and new information and social media, etc., because we kind of founded a lot of those stuff. But yet that industry is not working for us anymore because of corporate greed. I don't know what, if someone's coming across this, you've never heard me before, but you can understand and relate to my rant, give me some tips. Because really, what are we supposed to be doing? I'm just kind of going at it how I would, and I can share some of that with you guys if you want, like how I've navigated my finances. For example, I have a high yield savings account. I've had it for about 3 to 4 years now. I will say it was one of my best investments in myself because you make a little bit extra money passively. It's not going to do much, but it will give you a little, maybe a couple extra dollars a month. But definitely look into a high yield savings account. And the two that I recommend, Marcus, I use Marcus. I don't really use it that much anymore, but Marcus was my first high yield savings account. And then my second one is Wealthfront. And I'm leaning more towards Wealthfront just because it has a higher interest rate and all of that. So definitely look into alternative saving accounts because it really has helped me. Another thing that I'm slowly starting to do is really taking advantage. So I have Chase Bank and taking advantage of my rewards. I have the Sapphire card, I think it's called. It does have a fee each year. I think it's like $80 a year, but it does pay out in terms of discounts, benefits, rewards if you really do pay attention to use it. Like for at the gas pump, if you use Chevron, or if you're buying something online, they typically have like 15% off, stuff like that. But going back to my point of surfing the internet, sometimes it's actually better and more cost effective to go to like a charity store or to go to an independent store. Like I've done that. This is so random, but I bought a little whiteboard to keep myself organized because I do think you need to have something that you enjoy doing, like you enjoy using. So like, do you remember back in school, like in high school, when we used to go to Walgreens or CVS or whatever, wherever you used to go to get your pencil cases and it was like a binder, your 3-ring binders, and it was a big deal. Well, I feel like that now with this podcast. I want to do these little tiny things that just make you feel a little better. And I went to a charity store called Out in the Closet here in LA, and they had a whiteboard, and I'm a visual person, so I like to write things out. I like to see it in front of me, and that has honestly helped me. I know that sounds crazy, but just little things like that have made my day a little bit better. So maybe you can find that one thing that maybe you can use now and then to keep you organized or to structure your day. If you're unemployed, have like a little bit of a planner. Have a planner, have a whiteboard. But also one thing that as I'm unemployed and I'm looking for jobs too, I'm trying not to every day. I do also recognize everyone's desperation is different, right? And I hate using like desperate, but it is like, let's be fucking honest. Like a lot of us are desperate for stuff. We need it. And that's the sad reality of living in this country under this administration is a lot of people are desperate for the basic necessities. And that includes healthcare too, right? Like in January, premiums are going to go up. So if you have insulin, if you need medication, like if you need regular checks, it's all going up. When you say it out loud, it's really sad to think about how screwed we're getting. All of us just for putting our head down, working, paying taxes, doing all the right things. We're going to lose everything to this administration and this man. I can't wait for the trial of our lifetime. I know I say this all the time. But just to kind of like change the tone a little bit, I do want to talk about something cool that I saw online. So as you all know that the World Cup is coming to LA. Is it next year? Am I dumb? Is it next year? It's coming up. Okay, well, no, not next year. I think it's 2028. Anyways, the World Cup is coming up. It's going to be in LA. And they're now starting to find out who's qualifying for the World Cup. And Haiti qualified for the World Cup for the first time in 52 years. And I thought that was really cool. They won. They officially secured the spot, 2-0 victory over Nicaragua, and finished at the top of its qualifying group. The team's historic run comes despite playing all matches away from home due to the ongoing crisis in Haiti. Wow, so the Haitian national team had not played a game at home because they obviously have a lot of humanitarian crisis happening in Haiti. And they won. That's amazing. See, now this, because Cristiano Ronaldo, did you see that he went to see Trump the other day? Like, why? It was yesterday. Why? See, now this is why I want Haiti to win. Did he qualify for the World Cup? Karma if he didn't. I know now a lot of you listening are like, oh, here comes the bandwagon fans. Yeah, I'll be a bandwagon because anything Trump now I'm so anti. And you know what? Messi's better. I'm going to go to a Miami game next year. I'm going to go to a Miami game until Messi comes out for Trump. Do you know what I mean? Because he's down in Florida. And in Florida, we got a lot of work to do, Florida. What are we doing? Why Florida? Like, why do you guys like this guy? What's going on? You got DeSantis. You got DeSantis out there acting a fool. He's a hot mess, isn't he? Florida's just a mess. But you know what? I feel like as much as I shit on the MAGAs and as much as I shit on Florida, I do feel like that Florida is going to save us. I don't know what it is. It's going to be Florida or Texas. One of them is going to save us from some crazy like regime because you got all the people out there. I think our life's in the hands of the MAGAs in Florida's and Texas. I think Texas is slowly coming around because I don't know if you all heard. Texas, they're doing the remapping thing, the remapping, figuring out the new congressional maps. Sorry, I can't speak today. Well, you know that California passed Prop 50 because we had a vote. And Texas, they're not having a vote, so they're forcing it on the people. Well, they presented a potential map to the local government, to judges, whoever have to approve it, and they denied it. They denied the remapping that the governor, what's his face, Abbott, and all them over in Texas, Ted Cruz and all them. Yeah, they put a map together and the judge said, no, this map is racist. This map is just unacceptable. It's not going to work. And I bet you Jasmine Crockett's going to run for Senate, and she should. She absolutely should. I would love to see Jasmine Crockett in Texas Senate. Y'all need to stop playing with her because they have no idea. Whenever she speaks, whenever she does an interview, whenever she's, I catch something of hers, I'm always amazed because she really just makes them look so stupid. So shout out to Haiti. I know you know what I said to myself? I was like, I'm not going to make this a political episode. And it's a political episode. I just can't help myself. It's around us. And anybody that says, oh, you talk too much politics, oh, you do all this stuff. No, this is the life we live in. This is the life we live in my opinion. And yeah, here we are. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Let's see what Trump does today.